we're going to share with you some valuable insights into programming based on research that's been done by the Hearthstone Institute over the past 25 years. We invite you to spend 10 minutes or less with us and learn something that you will be able to use today to increase engagement in your program. Just in case you're not familiar with us, the Hearthstone Institute is a division of the Abe's Garden community in Nashville, Tennessee. And for over 25 years, we've been developing a non-pharmacologic methodology that increases engagement for residents and creates an evidence-based and field-tested way of increasing engagement and improving the quality of life for people that are living with all stages of cognitive impairment. We teach throughout the country and throughout the world about this methodology, and if you'd like to learn more about it, we would encourage you to reach out to us and we'll be happy to talk about all the different things that we do. But today, right now, we're going to talk about reading. And we're starting with reading because it's really one of the most basic skills that we use in our program when we're teaching. And there's a lot of myths around reading and whether people with dementia can still read. Many times when we're helping a new family, they tell us that, mom can't read, mom stopped reading. And so, what we found and what our research shows is that a lot of times people with dementia do stop reading, but many times it's for a couple of very simple reasons to fix. One of which is that they stop being able to see the actual print. Many things that are in print, like magazines, books, things like that, are pretty small. And for those of us that wear glasses, we know that it's frustrating to try to read if you can't see. And so part of what we would like to do is to adapt that experience. The second reason commonly that people stop reading is because the content becomes difficult to follow. When you have a cognitive impairment, following a plot, characters in a plot, things like that is challenging. And so people stop enjoying that experience. And so part of what we do in our research team is to figure out how to adapt those experiences so that people can continue to succeed. So what we're going to show you right now is how to use a tool that we've created that's called a reading assessment tool. Looks like this. And hopefully you can see that there's a bunch of words on the page and they are in descending order of font size. And this is just a quick tool that we use simply to be able to see whether a person, a resident, a participant in a program can actually see the words that are presented on a page, which overcomes that first obstacle. So if you were to administer this skills assessment tool, which we would encourage you to do, and we will happily send you a copy of if you want to email us at wecareatthehearth.org. We'll include that at the end of the presentation again. Pop us an email, we'll send you this tool. The first step in using the tool is to find a plausible reason why you would ask someone to do it. We want to make sure that it's done in a dignified way, and we would never ever call it a test. People in general don't like to be tested, and so we're going to come up with a different reason why we would ask someone to do this thing. And most of the time in Hearthstone and what we teach, we ask people to help us to decide what kinds of reading materials we should have for the people that live here or live in the program, use the materials, and we could usually we could really use their help to try to figure out how big the font should be. And so usually we can get buy-in from the participant by asking them to just help us out. All we need to know is to let us know whether you can see it or not. And hopefully they say yes when you ask them to do that. And then you would ask them simply to take the piece of paper and start reading down the page. So this says, "Where is the dog? It is a beautiful morning. I think I will go outside for a while and just smile." Those are all the words on the page, and they go all the way down to about a 9-point font. And you would ask someone to read that for you out loud. And when they start to struggle, you would make a note of that. And what you want to do is say, gee, is that part difficult for you to read? Thank you so much. Now I know that, when I create materials for our group here, I want to make sure I make them at least that big. And we circle right on the page to show that we're validating that person's opinion. And if you do that with one of your participants in a very quick amount of time, usually depending on their level of cognitive challenge, it could take anywhere from 10 seconds to a couple of minutes, which is really not a big investment of time. And what you get from that is an indication of how big stuff needs to be just for a person to be able to see it. And the next thing that we will talk about is the content, to make sure that that's appropriate as well. So if they only get to about here, then we know that everything that that person sees needs to be at about a 30-point font, just for them to be able to see it. And we can create, copy paste materials that are at that size, and hopefully the person will be able to enjoy them again. So the second thing that people struggle with is the content of the materials. And we have created a tool called a Hearthside Book Club Story that uses research to adapt these materials. And in our next tutorial, our next 10 for today, we'll be talking about what makes that tool work and how you can create those adaptations for your participants. So that's what we have for today. Again, email us at wecareatthehearth.org if you want us to send you a copy of this tool, and we encourage you to use it. And again, in our next presentation, we'll be taking a deeper dive into that and talking about how we can further adapt reading materials so that we're addressing the content issue. And hopefully we'll give you some tools to make you more successful there. So in the meantime, please reach out to us for all your dementia needs. We are here to help. We have 25 years of evidence base and field testing to share with you, and nothing makes us happier than to be able to help people in their dementia journey and to help folks that are living with these challenges just live the best life possible. So we wish you well, be well, stay engaged. Until next time, take care.